So this is the first short video in a series of videos for Revitalise 250 about the Wilberforce Incubator. And we're releasing these videos over the next month or so. And in this first one, I've got Ben Lewis and Jo Watling with me to tell us what the Wilberforce Incubator is and what it will involve. So first of all, let's turn to you, Ben. Ben, you have been deeply involved in Revitalise 250 right from the start. First as a PCC member and then getting the fundraising side of things up and running. Can you just in one or two sentences just sum up what is the Wilberforce Incubator?
Yeah, so I think from the outset we saw the Wilberforce Incubator as something that can enable and something that can nurture some of the fledgling ministries we have, or even the more developed ones, and the ones that are looking to really serve those that are marginalized, those that are harder to reach. So there's the ones we've got, but it's also that place where we can birth new ones, where we can try new ones, where people's dreams for what HTC could do to reach the people in the community can actually have a place to grow and be supported.
And Ben, thank you. What has the Wilberforce Incubator got to do with Revitalise 250? That's really all about a building, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's not, is it? So we know that we're doing this project to enable the church to serve the community, to grow in the space it needs to grow into. So whether that's making it more welcoming, making the space more dynamic, having more flexible meeting areas, it's enabling the church to do the things that we really believe it should and could be doing as we grow. And the incubator is about equipping those ministries to grow into that space.
Fantastic, Ben, thank you. That's really, really helpful to hear. Now, Jo, as many of you may or may not know, she is the Director of Operations at the church, but as well, she is also overseeing all our outreach as a church. So, Jo, first of all, could you just tell us why is outreach needed at all?
Outreach is needed because there are so many people all around us in our church community, in the local area, who are in need of help in lots of different ways. This ranges from individuals struggling with loneliness who are just desperate for community to families dealing with the pressures of living in London and needing support. And we want to let these people know that we're here for them and that we want to help them in any way that we can.
Fantastic. And that's sort of how it is now, and we've seen that both before the pandemic, we've seen that during the pandemic, thinking about the food bank and how that's grown. But as we look forwards, what else could be the output of the Wilberforce Incubator in terms of different sort of outreach ministries going forwards?
Oh, there's so much we can do. And going forward, we want to grow all the ministries that we've started and all the ministries that we haven't yet started, and that there's so much need that we've become aware of through this pandemic that we just want to continue to help people with. So we want to invest more of our time and our resources in areas like debt advice, anti-human trafficking, crisis pregnancy support, so many different things, more and more outreach to help people with addictions, outreach to struggling families. The list just goes on and on. So there is so much more that we can do. And like Ben said, we want this space to be so welcoming and to be able to encourage people to come and have the space to really help them.
Amazing. And just for sort of people listening to this as well, just say a little bit about how do we want the church family more broadly to help, and how does this fit into the overall vision of the church?
We really want to involve as many people as we can from the church family in the same way that the Clapham sect did back in their day. And we believe that outreach is part of our DNA as a church. Wilberforce and fought for justice and equality and for people to live lives to the full. And that's also our vision, to carry on this work and to make sure that we're alert and aware of the needs around us. Our outreach work is based on the principles of mercy and social action and justice. And that's what we want to see.
Amazing. Jo, thank you. And Ben, thank you both for all that you've shared. And everyone, stay tuned for next week's video when we will go into much more depth about some of these different ministries that are going to make up the Wilberforce Incubator. Thanks so much for listening.